I'm Terri Lee Chandler, internationally known film critic, founder of the ICU Awards, voiceover artist, podcaster, and so much more. I say so much more because I'm not done yet. But it wasn't always that way. I created the life that I envisioned for myself. And I'm here to talk to you about how you can create the life that you envision for yourself as well. But first, I want to ask you a question. What do you want to do with the rest of your life? Think about it for a second. What do you want to do with the rest of your life? Now, I know that some of you may be laid off, you may be furloughed, or perhaps even forced into early retirement. So have you asked yourself what's next? Have you asked yourself that question? Well, I'll tell you, I asked myself that question back in 2005, and when I answered it, my life started to change. It was back in 2005 when I was working at a job that I liked, but I didn't love it. And it's always been important to me to do something that I love. I was working as a producer for a top-rated radio station in Detroit, a major market, but I didn't love it. I went to school to study journalism because I wanted to be a reporter. So I asked myself that question. I said, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? And in order to answer that question, I did what a lot of people probably do. I went to someone that I love and trust. In this case, it happened to be my mom. So I said, Mom, what do you think? And she said, well, Terri, I'm sorry, but I can't answer that question for you. That's a question you're going to have to answer for yourself. So what did I do next? I dropped down on my knees and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed some more. The answer didn't come overnight, but when it came, I knew it was the right answer for me. Now, before I tell you what the answer was, I know some of you are going to say when you hear it, I am not doing that. Been there, done that, I'm not doing it again. But understand that what works for me may not work for you and vice versa. Well, the answer for me was to go back to school. Because I knew that if I went back to school, I could get an internship. And the way to get your foot in the door at a media outlet, especially if you want to be on the air, is through an internship. So I enrolled at Specs Howard School of Media Arts, graduated at the top of my class, even gave the commencement speech. That's how bad I wanted it. So I enrolled, but before I left there, I did what I went there to do, and I got that internship. I went to ABC 53 TV in Lansing, Michigan. Went in there as a producer for the 6 o'clock and the 11 o'clock news. And before I left there, I had turned that unpaid internship into a paid position as a freelance producer and a reporter, which is what I wanted to do. And while I was there, I heard about an opening at a local radio station. And I thought about applying, but then I said, I don't know. I don't exactly fit the target demographic. It was an urban hip-hop radio station. But then I said to myself, if I don't apply, I won't get the job. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? So I applied. Sure enough, went in there, had an interview, and the program director told me, well, Terri, I'm sorry, but we don't have an opening for you. But, he said, our sister station across the hall, they're looking for a midday host. Why don't you go over there and apply? So I applied and I got the job. And not only was I a reporter because I was interviewing newsmakers and celebrities, I was also fulfilling a childhood dream. I was a DJ. I was playing music from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day. What could be better than that? I was loving every minute of it. And then about 3 or so months later, both of the radio stations were sold. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm just getting started. What am I going to do now? Well, I interviewed with the new owners, and you'll never guess what they hired me to do. They hired me to do the morning cut-ins for the Tom Joyner Morning Show, the TJMS, one of the top radio stations in the country at the time, radio programs, on the very radio station I had applied at in the first place. If I had never stepped out there and decided to fulfill my dreams and goals, I never would have gotten that job. If I had said to myself, that station is urban hip hop, it's for the young teeny bopper crowd, then I never would have fulfilled my dream. Well, I'm working at Power 96.5, and you'll never guess what happened then. It took about a year or so. I'm loving my job again. Well, the economy started to sink, gas prices went sky high, and I had a decision to make. Am I going to stay here in Lansing and try to make it work, or am I going to go back to Detroit where I still have my part-time job? Well, the economy made the decision for me. I had no choice. I couldn't afford to keep maintaining my house in Detroit and an apartment in Lansing and commute several days a week. It was cost prohibitive. So I went back to Detroit. But when I got there, I had a ton of experience. So I went to the news director and I said, Mr. News Director, look at all of this experience that I've gotten while I've been in Lansing. And I got an opportunity to start reporting on the weekends, exactly what I wanted to do in the first place. So it took some time. It took a lot of perseverance, took a lot of prayer, hard work, people talking to me that believed in me and saying, keep going, because believe me, there were a lot of people that wanted me to give up and just go back home and be satisfied. But that wasn't the dream I had for myself, so I kept going. Well, after reporting for a while, I noticed no one was doing the entertainment news. So I took it upon myself to start doing the entertainment news. Sometimes opportunity doesn't knock on the door. You have to just open the door and grab it. So that's what I did. And then I realized there was no one doing the movie reviews, and I love movies. So in May of 2011, I wrote my very first movie review. And because I love movies so much, I said, you know what? I'm going to make a film. Little did I know what I was getting myself into. That was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. That and learn how to ride a motorcycle. Well, I learned how to ride that motorcycle, and I can even ride my husband over there. And people go, what? You can ride him? And I go, yes, I can, but I love doing that. Well, after making that movie, as a film critic, I thought to myself, if someone could make a movie and do a good job at it, they deserve to see their hard work and achievements recognized and rewarded. So I created the ICU Awards. We're now in our 5th year and still going strong. The filmmakers love it, and I love recognizing them. The next show is coming up in August, and I can't wait. Well, in addition to being a film critic, independent filmmaker, podcaster, and voiceover artist, as I said, I'm so much more because I'm not done yet. And I know that if I can do it, you all can do it too. Believe in yourself, surround yourself with people who support you, uplift you, and want to see you succeed, and you will succeed. As long as you don't give up, you are succeeding. That's my belief. And I also want to let you know that as you are out there climbing the ladder of success and working towards achieving your dreams and your goals, if no one else is doing it, I will be there cheering you on every step of the way. I'm Terri Lee Chandler. You can find me at terrileechandler.com, and I'm all over social media. I'm wishing you all the best, and thank you so much for your time today.